gold, ability materials, gear, training materials. I have hoarded all of these, and now I will use them to build the characters and teams. I am Dogbert. I will be your guide on this journey as we try to discover if they are worth it. Hello and welcome to Worth It, where I review a character or team and let you know if they're worth building or not, and how high and where you can use them, and we go over their pros and cons. And today we are looking at Vahl, whatever. I don't care. It's Marvel Strike Force. I don't give a shit. Anyway, let's move on and take a look at the pros for Vahl, whatever. Heal self on turn. Not just a little heal on turn either. Vahl heals for 5% max health on turn, and an additional 5% per non-summon ally. In other words, if you have the full team, you get 25% heal on turn on Vahl. This happens regardless of in raid or not. Can revive 2 allies with an ultimate. We never really seen 2 allies get revived before, and Vahl can revive 2 allies on with the ultimate. And if they're heroes or Bifrost, they get some buffs as well. Or Vahl will give out buffs to heroes as well. All with this ultimate, which is incredibly broken. This entire character is broken. Steals 5% health from an exposed enemy whenever that exposed enemy is hit. And technically this is the exposed enemy with the lowest health, so if there's multiple exposed enemies, whichever one has the lowest will lose the 5% health. And that will heal up Vahl. And do some other stuff as we'll get into. But this doesn't matter if it's Vahl hitting it or one of your other characters hitting it. As long as it's an enemy, it get a hit with exposed. It could be a summoned character. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Vahl's going to steal 5% health. This is actually gigantic because that's a lot of health to lose, especially when you're doing it constantly. And, oh yeah, when you also do that, Vahl gets speed bar. 10% speed bar. So an already pretty quick character is going to go even faster now because the speed bar is just going to get loaded up. And if one of your other characters hits an exposed enemy or Vahl hits an exposed enemy, oh, we're not done yet, no. And Vahl also clears a negative effect off of itself, whatever, and gives self energy when exposed when enemy is hit. This also affects the Bifrost team. They'll get energy as well. Vahl gets energy. This makes it so you're constantly doing specials and ultimates with Vahl constantly. You hardly ever use the basic. This is also a faster character at 127 speed, same as Spider Weaver for an example. But when you start putting in that speed bar on hit of an exposed enemy, this character speeds up real quick, takes a lot of turns. The ultimate is kind of ridiculous in that it attacks all enemies for 620% piercing damage. Doesn't matter how many are on the board. They're all getting hit for 620% piercing damage on a very high damage character. This is essentially ignoring all armor because it's piercing. This means it puts out a ton of damage. Oh yeah, and also pretty much every single ability flips some kind of positive effect to negative effects. Some of them do more, some of them do less. Like the ultimate can flip the evades, the deflects. The basic can flip something into bleeds. You can look at them all. Special flips positives to negatives as well. It's really broken, this character. Can also give defense up and to allies and self. Yep. It doesn't matter if it's Bifrost or not. It just gives it to all allies and self. Doesn't matter. And the ultimate, if it wasn't broken enough, it also has to steal 10% health from all enemies and heals all the allies. Jesus Christ. Oh, this is gigantic in Dark Dimension and raids, especially now that with all these big health pools. This is a lot of health. But it also means it's also going to be incredibly annoying in other game modes. This character is just broken. I did find some cons, though. The expose is subject to a focus and resistant check, which leads into the next con that Vahl has low focus. Vahl's supposed to get this from the Bifrost teammates, although you can up this by putting Skirmisher on Vahl if you need Skirmisher in whatever game mode you are in. You do get some extra focus on the special if it's in Raids or Dark Dimension, but outside of that, you're kind of screwed with the lower focus. This will also help with higher red stars, more yellow stars on Vahl as we get them. Let's see if you can land the exposes. If you're not, you're going to have to look at Skirmisher on Vahl. There's arguments to be made for Raider. I've been using Striker on Vahl, but I have used Skirmisher on Vahl. I really have not settled on one ISO yet for Vahl. We're going to have to wait and see on that one. Expose on the basic is you don't get the expose outside of Raids and Dark Dimension. You do get the expose if you use the special and ultimate, which you're going to be using a lot. This isn't too big of a con. It's annoying that you don't get it with the basic outside of them, but you don't use the basic that often. The adjacent target, the ability block on that special, it would be great if we could do this outside of Raids and Dark Dimension, but we can't. This becomes a single target ability block though, although still very useful. So that pretty much does it for the cons. So is Vahl worth it? Of course Val's worth it. It's a broken character. So, Cosmic Crucible, yeah, don't forget, Vahl is also a hero Asgardian, meaning that Vahl will work with that team. You can replace like Heimdall or something on that team, make that team better with a very overpowered character, which can be very annoying. Or you can just plug and play Vahl into other scenarios, preferably of hero characters. I think the theory crafting is going to be very interesting with this character in all game modes. Of course, Raids, absolutely amazing in Raids. If you see my previous video, you can use Vahl with characters you already built. You only need to beat Bifrost team right now to beat the Incursion Raids. Arena. Yep, you can use Vahl in the arena. We're going to be leaving off this video with not one, but two videos of me beating a big boy apocalypse with my 2-star Vahl in arena. I'm not joking. It's real. And I think Vahl's worth in the arena will go up even more as we get Super Scroll, because then he's putting out exposes, which will help Vahl out even more. So this is not just a character who's good now. This is a character who's going to be good in the future as we get Super Scroll. Should you be willing to spend the kind of money it takes to get Gear 18, get all those characters up, and get Super Scroll. Dark Dimension 6 looks like it's pretty easy. War. Yep, oops, I screwed up my checkbox, but War is kind of like an iffy one. Dark Dimension, obviously, I think War, though, will get the checkbox, though. Because, like I said, Vahl can be put on the hero Asgardians, plus we have a lot of theory crafting to do. So, overall suggested gear level on Vahl is Gear 18, level 95. This is a character you want to take to Dark Dimension. This is a character you're going to need in Raids. This is a character whose value in arenas are already there and will go up. The stars are looking bright right now. Vahl's value is just going to keep going up and up and up right now as we get more theory crafting. This is another broken character. It seems like these Scopely original characters are pretty broken when they come out. Kestrel, still incredibly powerful, still useful, although showing her age. Deathpool, still using her in the Mystic Raids. She's just too good. She's probably arguably the worst of the characters. Spider Weaver, do we need to say more? She's incredibly broken. And now we have the broken Vahl. And now I'm going to leave you. You can watch me take down Big Boy Apocalypse with a 2-star Vahl. Isn't it just worth it building up all those characters to get a Big Boy Apocalypse? And then this 2-star character comes out and I can beat him with that. Enjoy.